Cordova. What's up, guys? This is the second installment in third installment really in my little fantasy football series. And in this one, we're going to be reviewing the week 1 games, and I'm going to be giving you my predictions that'll probably turn out all wrong, especially if you ask Ben. But I'm going to do it anyway. So here we go. Let me flip over. All right. First game, TX Nurse versus me. I'm just going to go over the players and predict who has the advantage. Schaub and Stafford. Against the Colts defense, Schaub probably has an advantage, but Stafford's going to be good too. It's pretty close. Foster and Turner. I'm not sure about Foster's hamstring, really, so I'm going to give that one to Turner. A dying MJD, not even close, MJD. Williams and Garcon. If Peyton Manning was playing, it would be one thing, but he's not. It's Kerry Collins, the joke that came out of retirement to come save the Colts. I'd be surprised if Garcon got over 20 yards. Williams all the way. Deshaun Jackson, I think, is probably better than Vincent Jackson because of his big playability. Kellen Winslow and Jermichael Finley. If Finley plays, it's Finley, but he might not, so that's a toss-up. And the wide receiver / running back, it's almost always better to have a running back. And Santana Moss, he's a Redskin, and having a Redskins like a Bill, it doesn't really mean much. So, and then Vinatieri and Josh Brown. Vinatieri probably has the edge. And then Jets and Eagles. Another toss-up, but Eagles all the way. I think I'll win that game, but it'll be close. All right. Metal Spine and Seagouch. Seagouch has the quarterback advantage, but that's about it. LT and Noshawn Marino, they're both garbage. Javad Best, Pierre Thomas, they're both garbage. They both share time. Kenny Britt and Reggie Wayne. Reggie Wayne's better. Colston and Ward. Ward's probably better. Cooley and Gronkowski. I think Cooley's hurt. I'm not sure. Emmanuel Sanders and Dez Bryant. Dez all the way. Gronkowski and Akers. I got to go with my boy David Akers. And Packers and Steelers. Probably the Steelers, just because they don't give up many points. Clap for Bacon and the Cure sucks. Clap for Bacon's up on the right if you didn't see that. Matty Ice, much better than Josh Freeman. Adrian Peterson's better than Fred Jackson. Frank Gore's better than Ahmad Bradshaw. Well, maybe. I don't like either one of them, honestly. Roddy White and Calvin Johnson, they're both really good. I don't know who I would even give the edge to in that situation. Definitely give the edge to Andre Johnson over Brandon Marshall, though. Antonio Gates and Dallas Clark, two really good tight ends, but without Peyton starting, Dallas Clark is Sean Green and Mario Manningham, I honestly don't like either one of them. Probably give the edge to Green just because he's a running back. Although Giants have a pretty easy schedule, so you could also give it to Manningham easily. Kading and Radkers. Probably Radkers because the Texans are going to go all over the Colts. And the Cowboys and Pats. I'm going to have to say the Cowboys. Don't know why, but Disco Hobbits and USC Athlete Compensation Fund. Compensation's on the right. Drew Brees, Phil Rivers. It's close, but I think the Saints are putting too much pressure on Brees with all the throws, and he's bound to get more interceptions, just like he did last year. Ray Rice and D'Angelo Williams. I mean, I'm a Panther fan, but, I mean, Ray Rice all the way. LaShawn McCoy and Darren McFadden. I think McCoy's overrated. Andy Reid never runs. I don't care if he gets a screen pass. It's definitely Darren McFadden. Harvin and Lloyd. Assuming that Harvin isn't having his headache spells, it's Harvin. Nix and Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald's a beast. Graham and Lance Kendricks, I've never been heard of. I'm going to have to give it to Graham. LeGarrette Blount and Beanie Wells. I honestly don't think the Cardinals are going to score probably at all this year. They're really, really bad. I mean, you can say Kevin Cobb, but I don't think so. Their line's not very good. They're definitely not going to score running it. So I'm going to have to give that one to Blunt. And then Matt Bryant's better than Dan Carpenter because I think the Dolphins are going to have a really down year. And Ravens, they're the better defense, but they're playing the Steelers. And I think the Texans are going to thrive off of Kerry Collins. No fried rice for you in Bing Bong. Cameron's looking to have a better season than he did last year. He drafted pretty good. Let's see if he can follow up. As much as I hate to say it, Vick is going to be better than Romo as long as he doesn't get hurt. Ben Jarvis Green Ellis is much less of a player than Matt Forte. Green Ellis splits time with Woodhead. I hate people that split time. Chris Johnson is better than Mendenhall, although I don't know if he plays. He's demanding more money because getting paid millions of dollars to play football just isn't enough. Wide receivers, Dwayne Bowe. Antoine Bolden's probably better. Mike Wallace and Miles Austin, they're both pretty good. If Mike Wallace can get some downfield catches, then he'll be better. But Miles Austin is pretty strong. And Vernon Davis and Witten, those are two really good tight ends. I think Davis is better personally. Braylon and Thomas, Braylon by miles. And then Janikowski and Myrod Baronis. It's definitely Baronis. And the defenses, neither of them are very good. Last game, Rampy versus Ben. Ben on the right. Ben's having to start Eli because Peyton's hurt. And he made a good point. Eli has a really, really easy schedule through the first 8 games other than week 3 against Philly. So he shouldn't be in too bad a shape, but obviously you would rather have Peyton. So I'm going to have to give the edge to Brady just because I think Eli's a little bit overrated, even though he will do very good playing cupcakes. Maybe not very good, but he'll do a heck of a lot better than he would if he was playing an actual team. Felix versus Ryan Grant. I mean, they're both pretty good. I'd give the edge to Felix just because I think the Cowboys are going to try to run a lot more. Steven Jackson and Jamal Charles. Jackson for sure. I think Charles is overrated, although I could be wrong. He could have a great year, but I think the Chiefs were a one-hit wonder. Wes Welker is definitely better than any Buffalo Bill. San Antonio Holmes and Greg Jennings. Greg Jennings, because Aaron Rodgers loves his Greg Jennings. And Holmes might, do juice or get caught in one of the clubs and get suspended. You never know. Owen Daniels and Tony Gonzalez. I mean, the Texans score a lot, but Tony Gonzalez is still a strong player. Deion Branch and Ocho. Gotta go with Ocho. When he's not tweeting, I think he'll be scoring touchdowns. And Crosby over the Lions kicker, just because even though I expect the Lions to score a lot, I think the Packers will score even more. And New York Giants D. That's about all for this week. Next week I'll go over the games and see what I predicted and hopefully review for next week. I hope you enjoyed it.